So today we are going to start with something called reflexive ACLs. Fine. Now now with the reflexive ACL, whatever concept that I am going to tell you, the similar logics you are going to find out in the next generation firewalls, or you can say with on the firewalls. Fine. So just a request to be attentive and to understand this topic carefully. Now, before talking about the reflexive ACLs, okay, I would like to just give you a scenario to let you understand that where does reflexive ACLs are required. So basically, we always need to discuss about the problems. Once you are aware of the problem, you will be able to tell the solution. Okay, so let's suppose that there are some number of endpoints in your network. That's the switch. Then you are having a router. This router is working as a customer edge router for you. Customer edge router means that's your core router. Okay, or this router is further connected with an ISP. Fine. So assume that what you want to achieve, okay, as a network engineer, your manager or the CEO or the CTO of the company ask you to put some security in your enterprise network. And what kind of security you have to implement? Try to understand. Your CTO says that any user, okay, basically CTO says that you should give limited users to reach internet. The first task is that only few users or the authorized user should be allowed to reach the internet. Rest, all of them should be blocked to access the internet. Second thing, you want to make sure as an CTO or as a manager of the company or as a security consultant, you have to make sure only those packets should be received by router from ISP which has been requested by user. Okay, so basically our let's suppose that this particular area of your organization, let's call it the secure zone, because that's the private network of your organization. And this particular area, let's call it the insecure zone, because that's ISP. Okay, now basically you have been asked to make sure that only legitimate user should be allowed to take the internet access. Let's suppose this user is having IP 10.1, 10.2, 10.3. Let's suppose only user 10.1 is allowed to access the internet. Okay, that's the first task. Second task is, let's suppose that this user has requested for the facebook.com. Okay, now the router should receive only those packets from the internet side which has been requested by the server, by the user. Okay, that means your router should not receive all those packets which has not been requested by any of the user. That means any packet which is coming from the ISP side, okay, it should be blocked if it has not been requested by the user, or you can say if the connection has not been requested by the internal user, the connection should be dropped from the WAN side. Is it clear to everybody? Now, to how you can achieve these things. If you, as a network engineer, what you can do? You can just configure an ACL on the router. Now what you can do? Let's suppose this interface is F0/0. This interface is F0/1. Okay, let's suppose on the router R1, on this router, this customer edge router, you have run a command something like this, that permit you have created on the ACL on the interface that permit IP source 10.1 to reach any destination. That's it. So base, and we know that by default there is an implicit deny. So that means this router is only going to accept the traffic from this user only. Rest or all of the packet will be blocked. Just try to understand. Now, what you can do to achieve the second task on the router? Probably you will say, sir, on the customized route, on the interface F0/1, I can implement an ACL something like this. Deny IP any. That means if you receive any traffic from the internet, just deny it. Now the problem is, I have asked you that the packet which has been requested by the user should be allowed. It should be allowed, but the rest of the packet should be denied. So what you will say? You will say, sir, okay, what I can do, that I can create an ACL on the router that permit IP source any and destination 10.1. This is something you can do, right? But let's say, if I ask you, or if your manager asks you to only allow HTTPS packet, then what you are going to do? Let's suppose if your manager asks you to only allow facebook.com or google.com, then, so basically what I would like to say, that the implementation of the ACL to restrict the traffic is never a feasible solution. Why? Because you have to implement multiple commands, multiple instructions under the ACL. Also, let's suppose there is a BGP connection. There is a BGP connection between ISP and your router. So you will also have to permit all the BGP packets. Let's suppose you are running, OSPF protocol within your organization. So you will have to permit the OSPF protocol too, right? Let's suppose that you are running the NTP protocol within your organization. So you will have to permit the NTP protocol too, because by default, if you will not allow them, all of the packet will be denied. So implementing the ACL to block the user traffic or to allow the user traffic is always a very, very complex task, which we have already discussed in the previous few classes, right? So what you can do to achieve these two tasks, basically your whole purpose is that your router should monitor whatever traffic that is going from secure zone. Only that traffic should be allowed to receive from insecure zone. That's it. Rest all of the traffic should be blocked from the WAN side. Is it clear? Now, implementing the ACL, as I just told you, is never a feasible solution, because you have to run so many commands to implement the solution, right, to get your desired output. However, we came up with something, reflexive ACL, to achieve these two problems. Is it clear? So now let me just explain you what the reflexive ACLs are. If any one of you are having any sort of queries, you can just turn on your mic and you can put your queries immediately. So let's suppose that's my router. Okay, that's ISP, and then assuming that that's your end device. That's your customer edge router. That's ISP. That's the endpoint. You are having multiple endpoints. This endpoint is having IP 10.1. This endpoint is having IP 10.2, and so on. Okay. Now, that's your secure zone of your company. That's the insecure zone. Anything which is connected to the internet is something called insecure. Okay. However, these terms are not absolutely correct in today's scenario, because even there are internal attackers too. So let's suppose this interface is having the name f0/0, that is f0/1. Fine. Now, let me just tell you the concept of reflexive ACL now. On the interface, let's suppose I have created, this is customer edge router. Okay. On this customer edge router, let's suppose I have created an ACL IP access list extended, and the name of the ACL is, let's suppose, secure to insecure. That means the traffic which you want to allow from secure zone to insecure zone. Okay. Then I run this command, permit 10.1, okay, 10.1 to reach any destination. As simple as that. And let's suppose there is some OSPF protocol is running within your network. It might happen that you are having multiple routers, multiple networks within your organization, or EIGRP. So let's suppose I run this command, permit IP or permit EIGRP NEM. So that means all the packets of the EIGRP protocol is allowed, rest deny all. And let's suppose if I implement this ACL on the f0/0 IP access group and the name of the ACL secure to insecure. Is it clear? So that means with this ACL, you will be able to forward that, you will be able to receive the traffic from 10.1. Is it clear to everybody? Now, okay, we are just talking about the interface f0/0. Now let's talk about interface f0/1. Let's suppose on interface f0/1, I have created an ACL IP access list extended, and name of the ACL is insecure. Okay, just accept my apologies for the spelling mistakes. Insecure to secure. Fine. That's the name of my ACL. And then I would like to deny all the traffic. As simple as that. Now, if I execute the ACL something like this, which I just have configured, R1 will send, let's suppose R1 will send an HTTPS packet to the router. Router will receive it. It will be forwarded to ISP. When ISP will revert back, this packet will be denied because you have created an ACL like this. Now, what I can do in this scenario, with this with the name of this ACL, okay, what I can do, I can use a keyword which is known as reflect keyword. Is it clear? When I will create this ACL on the router, okay, this, and I will use a keyword reflect, this router will create another ACL by itself. Is it clear to everybody? So basically what I'm going to do, just hold on. Just wait. Delete. So let's suppose that you want that the 10.1 should be able to forward the packet on the internet for the HTTPS only. Okay, rest all of the packets should be denied. So what you can do, you can create an ACL like this, permit, then TCP, then host. Source will be 10.1, destination will be any, equivalent port number 443. This will be your ACL, right? Now, if I use the keyword reflect over here, so what is going to happen? Your router will create a reflex ACL automatically. Okay. And this reflex, and I will write down a command over here that, see, just wait. I will implement this ACL on the interface f0/0, interface f0/1. and then I will tell the router IP access group insecure to secure, right? So what I'm going to do, before writing the deny all command, I will ask my router to evaluate reflexive ACL. Okay, so that means I will tell my router F0/1 that whenever you are going to receive the traffic, obviously you are going to check the ACL which is configured on your interface. Now this interface is having two statements. One is evaluate reflexive ACL and the other one is deny all. So before denying all the packets, your router will check what is reflexive ACL saying. Okay, now see, when R1 will, when this user 10.1 will send a packet, what will be the source IP, guys? The source IP will be 10.1. What will be the destination IP? Let's suppose it's the facebook.com or any website which is having the IP 65.1.1.1. Okay, what will be the source port number? Source port number will be always random, so I'm assuming the random port number is 1111. Okay, what will be the destination port number? It will be 443. I hope everybody is clear. So now what happens when this packet will be received by this router? Okay, when this packet will be received by this router, it will create a reflexive ACL. And how does it will create a reflexive ACL? The reflexive ACL will have the source IP. That means the mirror image. The source IP will be 65.1.1.1. Destination IP will be 10.1. What will be the source port number? Source port number will be 443. Destination port number will be 1111. Is it clear to everybody? So basically your router will create a reflexive ACL automatically. Okay. Now what happens? Your router will create an ACL something like this: IP, access list, and reflexive ACL. This ACL will be created dynamically by your router, and it will create an entry: permit TCP host 65.1.1.1 host 10.1 equivalent 443. Now try to understand. This ACL has been created by your router automatically. Now try to understand the packet flow. When this 10.1 will send any packet, when the 10.1 will send any packet to the internet having this source IP, it will be forwarded, it will be received by customer edge router, it will be forwarded to the internet. When internet will respond back, what will be the IP? Source IP will be this one only. This will be the destination IP. This will be the packet information. Now you have created an ACL on the interface of the F0/1. You have told that there is an ACL running insecure to secure. What does this ACL says? You have to deny all the packet, but before denying the packet, you have to evaluate reflexive ACL. And what does reflexive ACL says? That I will permit the traffic which I will receive from the source IP 65.1.1.1, destination 10.1 for the destination port number 443. And it means the router will permit this traffic to pass through. Is it clear to everybody? And this is how reflexive ACL works. Everybody is clear with this? You can have your queries, please be proactive. Miss Athira, do you have any query with the reflexive ACL concept? Miss Athira, you are not audible to me. I'm really sorry.
Okay, actually, I don't have any query. Sorry.
Okay, don't worry. I will prove this practically too. That's just the theoretical aspect. Imranji, any queries? Santoshji? Okay, Mr. Mike?
No pressure. It's clear. It's clear.
Clear.
Okay, so let's proceed with the practical. So this is how I'm going to configure my topology. So this is going to be my topology. I will configure the IP address 14.1.1.1 on this router, 14.1.1.4. Okay, 14.1.1.4. This R4 will be having the IP 24.1.1.4 and this will be 24.1.1.2. Now, I will assume this router as my customer edge router. This is any user on the internet or any server on the internet. Okay, you can just assume that's anything related on the ISP. This is going to be my user to conclude this practical. Okay, so let's perform the configuration quickly. That's your R1. No. Then we are having R42. No. And let me take the GUI of R22. So, okay, on my router R1, enable configuration terminal, host name. I will like this user to work as my R1. I want this router to work as my user. Then interface is 0/1, no shutdown. IP address will be 14.1.1.1, 255.255.255.0. Also, I'm going to run any random protocol to have the end-to-end reachability. So router EIGRP1 network 0.0.0.0. That's it. Done with the configuration on router R1. Now move to router R4. Enable configuration terminal, host name, customer edge router. Okay. R4. Then interface is 0/1, no shutdown. IP address will be 14.1.1.4, 255.255.255.0. On another interface is 0/0, no shutdown. IP address will be 24.1.1.4, 255.255.255.0. router EIGRP1 network 0.0.0.0. Finally, on the router R2, enable configuration terminal. First of all, host name, ISP, server, or any random user. Okay, so that's the host name. Then interface is 0/0, no shutdown. IP address 24.1.1.2, 255.255.255.0, and router EIGRP1 network 0.0.0.0. That's it. So now we just need to make sure there is end-to-end reachability. So just run this command, do ping 14.1.1.1.1 from your router R2. So there is end-to-end reachability. Fine. Now what I'm going to do, I will configure router R2, which is your end user or any server which is connected over the ISP. Let me just configure telnet line VTY 024, transport input all, no login. That's it. We have configured the telnet protocol on router R2. Now just make sure you are able to take the access from router R1, which is your user router. Do telnet 24.1.1.2. You are able to take the access. You can see. That's it. Now you want to restrict the communication. Basically, you want your router R4 should only allow the traffic receive from 10.1 only. And also what other traffic should be allowed? EIGRP packet. If you will not allow if you will not permit the EIGRP packet, the neighbor will get down, right? So now move to the router R4 quickly. Let's create the ACL now. So IP access list extended. Let's name this ACL S2IN. That means secure to insecure zone. Is it clear? Secure to insecure zone. So basically I would like to allow permit TCP host any traffic that is forward, that is received from 14.1.1.1 to the destination 24.1.1.2 equivalent to the port number 23 should be allowed. And I told you guys that you need to use a keyword. Just hold on. You need to use a keyword called reflect, create reflexive access list entry. So this means this reflexive ACL is called dynamic ACL, which I am not going to create. Your router will create it automatically. So reflect keyword should be used. Okay, just wait. Reflect. Okay. Permit host reflect, and then it says give the name. Okay, now it says you have to give the name of the access list. Now try to understand. Whenever we create access list on the router, there will be some name. So now it says the access list which is going to create by the reflexive ACL, you need to give some name. So let me just name it ABC, as simple as that. Also, I would like to permit EIGRP packet, source any, destination packet, rest, deny IP, any. That's implicit deny, which I do not need to run. However, I'm just running it. Those who are not aware of this. So do show run pipe section access list. You can see I have created an ACL with the name source to secure to insecure, and I have allowed only 14.1.1 traffic should be allowed to reach to 24.1.1.2. Rest reflect keyword is only used under this statement. What is this timeout? I will discuss that, but right now just focus on this. Fine. Now I would implement this ACL on the router R4 on the interface E0/1 IP access group, and the name of the ACL is what? S2IN, and then in the inbound direction, right? That's it. So we have created the ACL. Now let me just try to take the remote access from user. I will try to take the telnet from my router R1 for the router R2, and we will see if the ACL, this reflexive ACL will create or not. Okay. Now before that, I would like to show you something. If I run this command, show IP access list. So everybody is clear that I have only created this access list. I have also told a router that you need to create a reflexive access list with this name ABC. But do you see any statement under this ACL? No. Now move to router R1. We are on router R1. Try to take the telnet again, 24.1.1.2. You can see we are able to take the telnet. And now if I run this command, show IP access list. Okay. Now you can see if the packets are being matched with this ACL, your router has created a reflexive ACL, which says, just see this. This is the source, which becomes the destination here. This is the destination in this statement, which becomes the source here. And the equivalent is telnet. It becomes the source port number here. And why does this random port number is here? Because when this telnet protocol has sent, when we have initiated this telnet request, it is using the port number 55360. That is why it has created the port number 55360. Is it clear to everybody? Everyone is clear with this? Any queries? Amit ji, Miss Athira, Imran ji, Mr. Mike, Santosh ji.
No, I do not have any query.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's clear from the side.
Okay. Now, so what now? Next thing what we need to do is, you have seen this ACL. Now let me move back to router R1. Let me just exit this telnet connection. There is no connection ongoing. Now, if I run this command show IP access list, you will notice that this reflexive ACL is there, but do you see the time left? Now let me tell you about this time. By default, whenever a packet is matched with the reflexive ACL, you need to understand this. Just hold on. Let me just copy. So this was our basically the output that we received. Okay. Now your router has received the packet with this statement, and since this statement says you need to create a reflex ACL, that is why your router has created a reflex ACL. Now, even though I have terminated the connection, even though the connection has been terminated, but still you can see this ACL. Why? Because whenever the reflex ACL is created, by default time period is 3 seconds. That means that ACL is created for 300 seconds. And what about this 300 seconds? This 300 is idle 300 seconds. That means if for 300 seconds there will be no packet forwarded, there will be no packet will be matched with this ACL, the router will remove this reflexive ACL. Router will remove this statement after 300 seconds of idle timeout. Everybody is clear to this? That means if your router do not receive any packet matching this statement, your router will remove this. But let's suppose your router is receiving the packet matching this ACL. So this ACL timeout will keep on refreshing. 300, 299, 298. Let's suppose the router received the packet. It will turn back to 300. As simple as that. So basically a reflexive ACL statement will remain there for a period of 300 seconds. And even the router do not receive any packet for the 300 seconds, the router will delete that reflexive ACL. Fine.
A question, Niraj.
Yes.
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 So within that 300 second timeout period, right?
What, Mike?
Within that 300 second timeout period, which is roughly 5 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I initiate a connection from the unsecure side to the secure side,
absolutely.
allow?
Now this is a problem. Yes, again, it's a problem. If you initiate a connection from an insecure side within that 5 minutes, right? As a rogue or as an attacker, you will be able to pass the traffic. That's the problem with the reflexive ACL.
Got it. Thank you.
Now, coming
in a practical scenario, basically, if LAN has to go outside, there should be a PAT, right? It is not end-to-end public IP communication. So there will be a PAT that is configured. So the reverse traffic, will it work without, because there is...
Now try to understand, Santosh, even if you do the PAT, the concept will remain as it is and it will work. See what the PAT has to do. Try to understand. The PAT just has to translate the IP address, right? The PAT or the NAT protocol on the router, it just has to translate the IP addresses. However, this reflexive ACL concepts will remain same. Okay, what happens? I would like to ask you a question. Whenever your router receives a packet, okay, you always configure an access list on the whenever you configure a NAT or the PAT protocol on the router. So is it the NATing that happen first or is it the ACL? That's the ACL that is being checked on the router first before performing any translation. Similar concept goes here. Even if you do the NAT or the PAT protocol, okay, these things or these concepts remain as it is. We have discussed the similar thing even in the last to last class when we talked about the TCP intercept. Santosh ji.
Okay.
Okay. If you will see the day 3 or day 4 video on the TCP intercept, we had a similar question about the NTP or about the NAT protocol, and there I have explained this thing. Okay, so jumping on to this, now what I need to do, I need to create an ACL for the interface E0/0, right? So what I need to do, move to router R4, configuration terminal, IP, access list, extended, and then insecure to secure, that's the name. Now, first of all, I would like to evaluate. I would ask my router that you need to evaluate this ACL, reflexive ACL. What question mark it says, please give me the name of the reflexive ACL, ABC. And then I would like to permit EIGRP traffic too, because otherwise it will break the neighborship. Rest, deny IP any. That's it. So now if you will check the configuration, show IP access list. Now here you can see you have configured this access list on the router for secure to insecure zone. This ACL has been created for insecure to secure zone, and there is a reflexive ACL, but that statement is not here. Why? It has been removed. Now let me just configure this ACL interface on the interface E0/0 IP access group. Okay, and then we need to call this ACL insecure to secure in the inbound direction. Fine. Now let's take the telnet access from the router R1 again. Okay. Move to the router R1. If I run this do telnet 24.1.1.2, you can see you are able to take the telnet. And when I move to the router, show IP access list. You can see your router has created an access list. You can see this time will keep on decrementing. It is 283 now. Now, if I put some enter over here, the time will refresh and it will go back to 300 seconds. I hope this thing is clear. Now, if I try to send a ping packet from R2 to R1, let's see if we are able to ping it or not. Currently, do you see any packet being matched with this deny IP any from insecure to secure? No. But move to router R2, ping 14.1.1.1. We are not able to send the ping message. The ping is unreachable. Now, if I run this command, it says the 5 packet has been matched. Now that means only that packet will be allowed to receive from insecure zone to secure zone, which has been defined in the reflexive ACL. And how do you define the reflexive ACL? With the keyword reflect. Is it clear? Now that's all about the reflexive ACLs on the routers. Again, let me just conclude this topic. When I talk about something like TCP intercept, we have already discussed this topic, TCP intercept. When I talk about self-defense ACL on the router, when I talk about watch mode on the router, okay, or you can say the quiet mode on the router. When I say that there is something called reflexive ACL, see, all these solutions are there to provide you the security, but again, these are not the ultimate security solutions. If you are running in a small scale organization, or let's suppose you are having your router, but your company is not having the enough budget to purchase a firewall or IPS or the web application firewall. So with the help of these features on the Cisco routers, you can implement a better security. Okay. and all the concepts which we have discussed in today's or in the previous classes about the TCP intercept, self-defense ACL, watch mode, reflexive ACL, these are all the main reasons to get the appliance like firewall, or you can say the next generation firewall. Because just remember this thing, as a network security engineer or as a security consultant, you always have to give the solution, and to provide the solution there will be some problems, right? So basically I'm just trying to tell you that these were certain problems that were associated. Cisco came up with certain solutions, but however those were not the ultimate solutions. We have to evolve some security devices who will work purely or precisely to overcome those problems. As simple as that. And that's all about the reflexive ACL. So now if you are having any queries, you can just let me know. Else, that's the end of the session for today.